What's up, guys? It's Enigma Hood. And today I'm gonna talk about prostitution. And I never actually made a video about prostitution and my thoughts about prostitution. I mean, I kind of touched on the subject from time to time, but I never really made a whole video about it. At least, not that I remember. I might have. I have no fucking idea. But what kind of precipitated this video was a news story about a school teacher. Actually, he's a school principal who had sex with over 12,000 women. I should clarify. He paid for sex with over 12,000 women. Like, when I saw that headline, I was like, holy fucking shit. I mean, do porn stars even have that much sex with so many different women? Like, 12,000 is a huge fucking number. 12,000. You know, like, you can imagine, like a porn star, at least, like, you can imagine them having sex with, like, thousands of different people. Like, maybe a hooker, you would imagine, having sex with thousands of different men, you know. But a teacher, a school principal, just like a guy who's paying for it, obviously. Like, how much would that cost? How much would that fucking cost? I'm just thinking, like, if even each encounter just cost $1, that's $12,000 right there. Now, of course, this was spread out over the course of, like, a few decades, I think, since the 80s or something. And this guy, this school teacher, his name is Yuhei Takashima. He's a Japanese school principal. He would fly to the Philippines, and then he would pay for sex there. And now, you know, this is all coming out. I don't know how exactly it was revealed, but he's now facing criminal charges. And, you know, that kind of brings up, you know, a question of whether or not, you know, these criminal charges should be enforced here. Now, first of all, how do I feel about prostitution in general? You know, at first I was against it. I was in favor for it remaining illegal, because that's just how it was. And, you know, like, since I grew up in America, and, you know, it's just always been illegal here for the longest time, you know, I thought, yeah, it should remain illegal. I mean, that's wrong. You shouldn't pay for sex. But then, you know, like, I've been hearing the arguments made by the abolitionists to abolish these laws against prostitution, and they're making some valid points. You know, like, it's happening anyway. There isn't really any victim per se. I mean, like, someone's paying for sex. Well, who's being victimized here? Why is that a crime? You know, they're asking these questions. And really, the only reason why we want to make it illegal is because we think it's wrong. It just doesn't rub us the right way. Or lots of other people say that's immoral. You know, you shouldn't do that. It's against Christianity. And, you know, when you get down to it, most of the objections against prostitution are because of religious reasons. You know, this moral outcry, that kind of thing. But putting that aside, you know, I realized that the only reason why I was against it was just because I thought it was wrong. But then I also thought, you know, I wouldn't want, like, a whorehouse in my neighborhood. You know, that would downgrade the quality of the neighborhood. It would downgrade, you know, it's low class. Okay, it's low class. You don't want to live in a neighborhood that has a whorehouse in it. But the thing is, though, is that there can be local laws prohibiting those kinds of things in that particular neighborhood. You know, that's fine. And then you can have areas where, like, a red light district, where you just have a ton of those fucking whorehouses and like porn shops and shit like that, all lined up right there, so that, you know, whenever someone goes there, then you can identify the fuckers and the weirdos that indulge in this kind of sexual shit. Nah, I mean, like, it's okay as long as there's, like, a designated area for it, like the red light district. We know that's a crummy, shitty area. We don't need to go there, that kind of thing. So in that sense, it's okay. I'm more okay with that. So, with that in mind, I'm now like in favor for legalizing prostitution. I really do think that the main reason why I want to legalize is because I feel like it's a waste of police resources. You know, the police shouldn't be shouldn't be tasked with dealing with this kind of thing because there is no real victim there. It's just something that people don't like, and we don't want it around. But it's still around. But there's no victim, and we're wasting police resources for criminalizing something that really shouldn't be criminalized. That's not right. People should be people should be punished for doing something that is harmful. If you do something harmful, you should be punished for it. There's no harm here. That's my thoughts on it. So then, should this guy be punished? Step aside. Who cares about what the laws are? Should he be punished? Now, keep in mind, by the way, though, that the legal age of consent in Japan is actually 13, but there's like some stipulations. There has to be an age difference, I believe, and but that age difference only applies to actual sex. But other sexual acts, like oral sex, I think is okay without any kind of age gap involved. So it's kind of like a gray area, from what I understand. And this principal was having sex with girls that were as young as 14, I believe. Is what should the age of consent be? That's a question I'll leave up to you guys to decide. I really have no idea. All I know is that girls go through puberty at a young age. They go through puberty before males, and they're going through puberty earlier than ever before. Due to changes in diet. Girls will go through puberty as soon as they have the fat reserves necessary in order to enable that kind of hormonal change. That's the reason why girls are going through puberty earlier than ever. In the past, we didn't have so many fatty foods all around us, so they weren't capable of going through puberty at such an early age. That's the science behind it. So girls are going through puberty at a younger age. Also, the other thing is people are getting married at a much later age. It wasn't uncommon in the past for people to be married in their teens. Now people aren't getting married even into their late 20s. Early 30s, they're still not getting married. People aren't getting married. So it's a different kind of society now. And in the past, as far as I know, like in a lot of places, there really weren't any age restrictions on when you can get married. So you could get married at like 9 years old. And after you get married, you start fucking, So anyway, I don't want to get involved in that. I don't know what the right answer is or the wrong answer is. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Tell me what you guys think about what the age of consent should be. It's a popular misconception, by the way, that the age of consent is 18 in the United States. Now, it varies by state. In most states, the age of consent is actually 16. It's usually depicted as 18 because that's the age of consent in California, which is actually quite high compared to other states. Most other states, it's 16 or 17. So, should this guy be punished? Because he paid for sex. Like, sometimes, I look at that as like a legal transaction. It's not like he raped anyone, he paid for the sex. Okay, you can say what you want about the young age thing, but the fact that he paid for sex is a legal transaction. And now you could say maybe, he's exploiting these women though, and he's a principal, he's in charge of other kids, what kind of example is he setting? Well, with that in mind, at worst he should be fired, right? The criminality and whether what you're doing is compatible with your work. Well, if it's incompatible with your work, then you should be fired from that job. That doesn't necessarily mean that you should be punished by law. So, I'm kind of split on it. I don't really know what I think or what the correct response is. 12,000, like, holy shit, that's a huge number. But does it really matter if it was 12,000 or just 12 or even 2 or just 1? If he had sex, okay, I can at least say this. If he had sex, legal transaction, paid for sex with 12,000 women that were above the age of 18, I don't think he should be prosecuted for that. Whether he should be fired for that, I don't know even about that, really, I mean, if he can't, like, what if you're an ugly dude and like you're seeing like hot girls on a daily basis? It's not like he was fucking, any of the girls at his school. Like, as far as we know, he wasn't. But if you're seeing hot girls, who have already gone through puberty and shit like that on a daily basis, and you're an ugly fucker, you're gonna get horny, and you need to release those, pent up frustrations, I guess. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I don't know. I have no idea. So it's just kind of like a sticky situation, no pun intended. So I don't know. But I want to know what you guys think. Tell me what you think the age of consent should be. Do you believe that prostitution should be legalized? Do you believe that this principal should be punished? And if so, should he just lose his job? Or should there also be legal consequences for what he did? And if he fucked like only over age 18 people, would that be okay? I know that's a lot of questions, but it's a lot to think about because there are a lot of different components to this story. I don't know. I don't know. And that's what I'm going to leave on. This is Enigma Hood signing off.